Karma. Everyone is talking about karma. So let's look at karma. Take a closer look. Hmm. Whatever we do is ultimately reflected back to us. No deed is exhausted in the doing of it. It will eventually bear fruit, which will return inexorably to the doer. Krita karma kshayo nasti kalpakoti shatairapi. अवश्यमेव भोक्तव्यम कृतं कर्म शुभाशुभम. So, even if a million years pass, the reactions will not cease to be. So, please be careful. Karma is a self moving force. Nobody, human, superhuman, or even God, when He descends as an avatar, He also operates under its effects. Right? So, there is no question of escaping. So every good deed that you do, you will benefit from it, and every dangerous idea, thought, word, or harmful deed that you do will backfire terribly. It will boomerang. There is no escaping. It might take a little time. In fact, I think it is like this. Every action has a more than equal, more than opposite, delayed reaction. So be careful. And not just individual karma, family karma, uh, uh, national karma, kula karma, collective karma, religious karma, and the karma of mankind. When you see billions of people are killing animals and eating them, when actually the human body is clearly designed to be a vegetarian. I don't want to get into the nitty gritty now. The length of the intestines, canines, the presence of canine teeth or the absence of canine teeth in humans, a very lengthy intestine which is normally found in herbivores, and eating meat requires killing, himsa, violence, and even that animal has a family. It has its own parents, children. They all want to live. No animal wants to die. No animal wants to commit suicide except the stupid human who feels depressed because of his own stupidities. And you're killing. And after all, what is meat? Manu says meat is nothing but solidified menstrual blood. The menses blood solidified becomes flesh. And you are eating that? What a horrible thing to do. And you are eating somebody else's muscle in order to gain muscle. How mean can you be? And it's actually very tasty. That's the problem. And once you get addicted to eating meat, getting rid of it is very difficult. Hmm? And therefore, mamsaha, as in Sanskrit, mamsaha means he who is eating my meat now, uh, his meat I will eat later in the next janma. That's the meaning of the word mamsaha. In Telugu we call it mamsam. So the original Sanskrit word I just gave you the meaning, mamsaha. He who eats my meat will have his meat eaten by me. So please stop eating meat. And by the way, 70% of all diseases are because of meat eating, especially poultry. Lot of antibiotics, steroids are injected into the poor chicken. The poor broiler chicken cannot even stand on its own legs, but it looks so white and majestic with that red wattle. Hmm? And this is pure murder, poison on the plate. The eggs are all haploid eggs. If you are eating omelets and thinking that you are going to become healthy, there are foolish idiots who are saying, "Roj khao Monday, Sunday ho ya Monday." These idiots. Actually, it's a crime. I think someday there must be a law to arrest such people who are promoting such unhealthy food. Not only just physically unhealthy, it is immoral. So, cult karma, you see, religious karma, Christianity and Islam have spread by the sword. I don't have to explain this. Within 50 years, Christianity converted the whole of Europe, and Islam within 15 years, Iran, within about 17 years, Egypt, and Iraq within 10 12 years, so on, half of Africa, the other half by Christians. So this has continued by the sword. The Bible and the Quran are very clear. The infidel has to be proselytized or subjected to an inquisition and then burnt alive. Passages are there in both these holy books. So that is what their history has been. And this cult karma or karma of the religion, you can see the vipak now. See the repercussions. See what's happening in Europe. See what's happening in Christian society. They may have advanced scientifically, but what about the family? Where are the moral values? Look at the gun violence. Look at the drugs and alcohol and all kinds of lecherous behavior. Huh? So the society is crumbling. In fact, the attendance in churches has also dwindled. That is why they are spending a lot of money to get Indians converted. Hmm? So in most of the Christian nations, churches are up for sale. Many churches have now been sold, and Hindu temples, they are currently Hindu temples. So this is cult karma. Omissions and commissions. Whether you knowingly put your finger in fire or unknowingly put it in fire, it will burn. Whether you knowingly take a medicine or unknowingly swallow a pill, you don't know what the drugs are, it will still work on you, right? So also is karma. When you do good deeds, whether knowingly or unknowingly, you will benefit. And when you harm anybody, parapidanam papam. So papa and punya. Paropakaram is punyam, parapidanam is papam. It's as simple as that. You don't need a holy book for this. Our heart is the holy book. A pure mind, a simple mind, like the mind of a child, will understand. Harming, causing pain to others is papam, and helping others, causing them to feel happy, that is punyam. That's all. You don't need a holy book for that. Okay. And there's no such thing as vicarious redemption, proxy salvation. Christ died for the sins of others. So that is another extremely fallacious idea. If I am hungry, I have to eat. If I am hungry and you consume a big biryani, my hunger is not going to be sated. So this whole idea is ridiculous. So there's no such thing as vicarious redemption or proxy salvation. That's a silly dogma. Every one of us has to pay, and has to will enjoy the rewards of good deeds and suffer the consequences of all bad deeds. It's as simple as that. The law of gravity extended is the law of karma, isn't it? So karma is the power of the universal mind, and it will bring about adjustment. It restores equilibrium and bringing about a compensatory balance. In the sphere of human conduct, the result is that somehow, somewhere, and sometime, whatever we do is ultimately given back to us, multiplied. Okay, it is always multiplied. Okay, a farmer throws just a handful of seeds, and he gets a big bumper harvest. So that's a very strange thing. This is the what you call law of reciprocality. The law of reciprocality. Mutual exchange, give and take. And the beauty is, you give one, you will get 100. So you do good, you will get back 100-fold benefits. And when you harm others, the misery will be 100-fold too. And still people keep doing that. That is why in the Mahabharata, Vyasa laments. There is what is called Bharata Savitri, which are actually 5 shlokas which give the moral of the entire Mahabharata. See, the entire moral of the Mahabharata is actually nothing but a big lesson on karma. Mata pitru sahasrani putradara shatani cha samsare shvanubhutani yanti yasyanti chapare. So when we indulge in selfish action, we have to be reborn. And then thousands of mothers and fathers and hundreds of sons and wives will arise in the world and depart from it, and others will also arise and similarly depart, friends and all kinds. All this is because of being reborn and we will be reborn when we act selfishly. So we'll have to face the music. हर्षस्थान सहस्राणि भयस्थान शतानि च दिवसे दिवसे मूढ़म आविशन्ति न पंडितम. There will be thousands of occasions of joy and hundreds of occasions of fear. These affect only the stupid mudha ignoramus, but a real wise man knows these and doesn't get affected. He's calm. He takes whatever comes in his stride. He's actually pulled the plug. He has pulled the plug by being Krishna's agent, by being a prapanna, totally surrendered. Karmanyeva adhikaraste. He knows that only karma we can do. Whether what we get will depend upon our prarabdha, but right now we have the choice of doing what we want to do. But what we do necessarily doesn't mean that you will get the benefit of whatever you do. You will only get what you deserve to get. So if you do good now, you will get better results, good results later on, in case if you have to be reborn, or by the grace of Krishna. Uh, all the papams, all the sanchita karma, all this, even prarabdha will anyway get wiped out. Agami, everything will get burnt. The seeds will get burnt. So there is no question of sprouting, no rebirth again. So now Vyasa is lamenting. ऊर्ध्वबाहुर्विरम्येषा न च कश्चित् शृणोति मे धर्मादत्तश्च कामश्च किमर्थं न सेव्यते. With uplifted arms I am loudly crying, shouting, but nobody listens to me. From dharma emanates wealth. From dharma emanates pleasure, and all desires can be satisfied through dharma. Why don't people follow dharma? Why are you not following dharma is a question directly Vyasa is asking. Because Vyasa is lamenting that because if you don't do so, you will suffer. You will pay. The law of karma will bite you so badly. न जातु कामान् भयान् न लोभात् धर्मे त्यजेत् जिजीवितस्यापि हेतोः नित्यो धर्मसुखदुःखे त्वनित्ये जीवो नित्यो हेतुरस्य त्वनित्यः. Again, don't give up dharma. Never, never. Whatever be the reason, even if you have to lose your life, don't give up dharma. Because dharma is eternal. All this pleasure and pain are temporary. And finally, Vyasa says that those who chants these 5 shlokas will benefit. Because actually, just by chanting, you are being reminded of these important laws. That will perhaps correct your trajectory in life. Imam Bharata Sarvitrim प्रातरुत्थाय यः पठेत् स भारतफलं प्राप्य param brahmadhi. So if you read this Bharata Savitri every day in the morning, you will get all the rewards of good deeds, punya karma, and also moksha. Okay. Remember, karma is actually all about self-actualizing. Self-actualization was a term Abraham Maslow used. Self-actualization means being all that you can be, achieving your fullest potential. So, karma is all about self-actualizing, which means realizing yourself and joining Krishna right at the top. You see that Dva Suparna parable I told you so many times. Remember, similar choices made again and again become tendencies. These tendencies become habits, habitual thoughts, habitual emotions, habitual actions, and then all these they take over. Habitual actions, and then they color and shape our entire worldview, our Weltanschauung. When thinking that way becomes a habit, we can most benefit from understanding the natural law of karma, right? Law of karma doesn't mean that you have to dumbly resign yourself to things as they seem to be. They are about actually reawakening you to the truth, so that you can use your limited free will to get out of this mess. Okay? Enlightened hedonism, enlightened selfishness. So get karma savvy. Get karma savvy and learn how to become immune from harm of the karma repercussions and preserve your self-interest by becoming a prapanna of Sri Krishna or Sri Rama. And also, As years pass by, our understanding of karma gets deepened. Our understanding deepens through the years. So you can define karma also as the law of consequences, law of reciprocality, law of creative equivalence, law of recompense, uh, law of self responsibility. Karma is a law we can honor or break, and in either case, whether you obey or disobey, consequences cannot be avoided. यथा धेनु सहस्रेषु वत्सो विन्दति मातरः तथा पुराकृतं कर्म कर्तारमनुगच्छति. Just as a calf, when set free, eh, even if there are 1,000 cows, the calf will, let us say you take 1,000 calves and 1,000 cows and suddenly set free all the calves. Each calf will go and exactly go to its own mother. eh. So, and for us, all cows look, let us say all the cows are white. Then all calves and cows, we'll have no idea who's mother, and but the calf will. So that similarly, the Shastra, Mahabharata says, whatever action you do, it will chase you. There's no question of escape. So life is actually a highly ordered structure of opportunities. It is not chaos. The chaos theory also says the same thing actually. Sensitive dependence on initial conditions. Butterfly effect. The flapping of the wings of a butterfly will cause a tornado or prevent a tornado from happening somewhere else. Which means everything is interdependent, everything is interconnected. Nothing is isolated. Man is not isolated. Man is not an island. Everything that we do, and even the society, a society that does not protect its Brahmins is doomed. Now, I am not talking about any caste. Brahmins are those people who are the noblest, kindest, learned, who have the capacity to teach, preach, uplift mankind, study scriptures, spend hours, sacrifice their entire life acquiring knowledge in order to disseminate and to uplift, and to edify. EDIFY, edification. Edification means moral improvement, helping people get rid of, disabuse themselves of stupid superstitions and violent criminal activities which they think are religious and dharmic, which are actually dangerous and adharmic. So a Brahmin is one who can do all this, and such a Brahmin usually is not violent. He is very quiet and humble and meek, and even if he has not committed any mistake, he will not hesitate to apologize, because he doesn't want his time to be wasted, because we are surrounded by idiots. 90% today are people mean, selfish, and frustrated, with a lot of free floating anger, itching for a fight, very petulant, peevish, crotchety, ill tempered, malicious. And they are malicious because they are actually miserable. They may have money, but there's no happiness. That is why Krishna says, नास्ति बुद्धि रयुक्तस्य न चायुक्तस्य भावना न चा भावयत शांति अशांतस्य कुतः सुखम. Ashantasya kutas sukham. If there is no shanti, no peace, where can you expect happiness to be? You cannot be happy. It's not possible. You have to have peace. Nasti buddhi rayuktasya. If you are not in Krishna consciousness, if your buddhi is not yoked to God, nasti buddhi rayuktasya nacha yuktasya bhavana. You cannot concentrate or meditate. Now concentration or meditation does not mean you have to get into some yogic padmasana pose and then start. No, you cannot focus on your work. Meditation means being totally absorbed in any activity. That is meditation. If your mind is completely absorbed in some intrinsically motivating activity, which is called an autotelic activity. So if you love your job to such an extent that hours and days may pass, sometimes you don't even know what's happening. So that is meditation. Nasti buddhirayuktasya nachayuktasya bhavana nacha bhavayata shanti. One who cannot concentrate will not achieve anything in life. His mind is, so capricious, mercurial, and fragmented, fragile, and you see, fragmented. This mind will not be able to achieve anything, and a mind that does not achieve anything. Even if you have a little money, that's not sufficient. Nacha bhava yata shanti. Where is the peace? The mind is disturbed. That's why Arjuna laments. Na? Chanchalam himana Krishna pramadi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva sudushkaram. 634. So chanchalam himana Krishna. So the mind is terrible, and if nacha bhava yata shanti ashantasya kutas sukham. How can you expect to have sukham? Sukham is again an untranslatable word. Happiness is a very pale shadow of sukham. So Krishna is clearly saying, Ashantasya kuta sukham. If there is no shanti, there is no sukham. And where is shanti? People are disturbed. The mind is always agitated. That is why in the Mahabharata, the rishis also say, prayena, prayena alpayusha jana, prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana. Prayena alpayusha sabhya kalau asmin yuge jana. In Kali, most people have very short lives. Alpayusha jana. Mandaha, lazy fellows. Sumanda matayo, easily misguided. See, people are worshipping Chandmiya, Bondamiya, Dargamiya. They are going to tombs and graves and all kinds of hairy babas, hairless babas, and there are two big religions. If you read their holy books, you will be shocked. These holy books are full of bigotry, lechery, butchery, treachery, and absurdities, and they are constantly encouraging their followers to commit the worst kind of crimes, proselytize, or kill. It's as simple as that. But nearly 4 billion people are following it. This is proof that humans, what is the shloka? Prayena in Mahabharata. Prayena alpayusha sabhya. Kalavasmin yugejana mandaha, lazy fellows. Sumanda matayo, please make a note. Sumanda mata, sumanda mati. Sumanda matayo means stupid fellows who can be easily misled. They get carried away. Vicarious redemption. They think somebody else can suffer for the stupid things that we do. No, and we need not suffer for some stupid, meaningless mistake. God cannot be dumb or worse than us. The laws are eminently intelligent. So, prayena alpayusha sabhya kalavasmin yuge jana mandaha sumanda matayo, easily misled, mandabhagyahi, and they are all what is the best word? Ill luck, bad luck, starred, jinxed, hexed. So people are all basically they are driven or struck by bad luck. You see, bad luck. The bad luck will chase them because of their actions. Stupid, mandabhagya, unfortunate, miserable fellows because they are unfortunate. Upadruta, mandabhagya hi upadruta, upadruta. That means they are always disturbed. The mind is agitated. They can't sleep. They have to take sleeping pills or depression, Prozac, antidepressants. Oh my God! Don't know how much to eat. They overeat. Bulimia, nervosa, anorexia, and bulimia, anorexia, nervosa, bulimia, binge eating, binge drinking. They are ruining their lives. What if you are wealthy? Where is the sukham? Because there is no shanti. Your mind is disturbed. And all this is because all kinds of stupid activities, the karma, boomerangs. Remember, every choice that you make has consequences. And life never presents exactly the same opportunity again. Seize the opportunity. Do good. Be sattvic. Don't entertain any demonic, asuric, tamasic thoughts or actions. Don't do that. And at any given time, we are actually living out the consequences of choice we made earlier. Right now, you are living out the consequences of choices that you made earlier in this life and in some other earlier incarnations. But you don't have to become fatalistic. You are free to change the direction of your life by the way you respond to the next opportunity. How do you want to respond? Be sattvic. The mind has a natural tendency to descend from a higher level to a lower level. So if you can rein the mind, how? By studying Bhagavad Gita, by simply following what Krishna tells you. Then you can change the direction of your life. So don't ever become a lethargic fatalist who believes that everything is destiny. No, that's not true. See, for example, a simple analogy, simple, thought experiment or a question like this. See, when you are hungry, you are free to eat whatever you want to eat, right? But were you free not to feel hunger? No. So we will feel hungry whether we like it or not. But after feeling hungry, you are free whether to eat meat, in which case the karmic consequences will be there. I already told you. When you can eat vegetarian food and commit no papam, patakam. Sin is a silly Christian word. Sin is the act of disobedience of God's word and eating that pineapple or that fruit of the tree of knowledge. The whole idea is ridiculous. So patakam or papam. Papam or patakam means when you are harming somebody. So we are not free to avoid being hungry, but we are free to decide what to eat after being hungry. That's how the whole thing works. So semi-independent, semi-determined. And repentance, if you genuinely repent, prayaschittam, paschatapam, Krishna will definitely reduce the punishment. That is also there. There is a story I am reminded, which I tell people. There were two young men who were good friends, one atheist and the other theist. So they were going for a walk, and suddenly they came upon a temple. The theist went into the temple, did a lot of puja, and came out. And as soon as he came out, and his friend, the atheist who doesn't believe in God, was standing outside. So he joined his atheist friend, and they were walking on the road. Suddenly, a car comes and hits them. The theist, he gets badly injured, though it's not fatal. So there's a lot of bleeding, and his atheist friend somehow escapes, and he falls in a pit near the road. And where he falls, his hand lands on a mound of sand, in which he finds a golden necklace. So this is a nice story. So as soon as the car goes away, the atheist gets up and tells his friend, see what, man, you did puja just now. You've been doing so much puja, God and all that. See, you have to have at least some 20 stitches on your hands. Lucky you. But anyway, all that bleeding is there. And see, look at me. I never went to the temple, and I discovered a gold chain. It must be worth lakhs. So the conversation went on, and they both were now going to the hospital. Then there happened to be a yogi sitting under a tree, and as usual, the atheist would never lose an opportunity to taunt these people. So he told his friend, see, look at the lazy fellow sitting there doing nothing. He's a parasite or something like that. Then the yogis, genuine yogis, have this what is called Ritambhara Prajna. One look at a person, they will know what he is, how he thinks, what his past is also. So that never mess around with yogis. You never know who's the real yogi. Therefore, सबको नमस्कार करो. ना जाने किस रूप में नारायण भी मिल जाए, ये भी प्रॉब्लम है. So the yogi sensed, and yogi could read this fellow's mind, and he said, hey, come here, both of you. So they both came. Kya hai, Swamiji? He said, Acha, this is what you were telling your friend, isn't it? Let me tell you, my dear friend. Oh, Nastik, your friend, who is a true bhakta, and actually his karmas in the past have been very bad. He should have got crippled and continued his existence as a bloody vegetable with all limbs broken. But because of the good work and puja and all the good virtues that he acquired because of being dharmic, because of being a Krishna Bhakta, Krishna has just reduced the punishment. A few scratches and a few stitches, that's all. The punishment has been grossly or greatly reduced. Whereas you actually, your karmas in the past were so wonderful. You should be living like a king and you should actually have discovered a treasure by now. But because of your stupidity uh, and all kinds of meaningless criticisms and adharmic activities, actually that's what you are doing, because you don't believe in life and jivatma, and so you are eating meat and doing all kinds of patakams. And therefore, though your karmas in the past were wonderful and good, all that you got was one chain. And that's a nice story. Okay. The point to be noted is there is nothing arbitrary. See, Rama or Krishna does not run this world arbitrarily. I am also reminded of Pippa's song, Robert Frost. The year is at the spring, the days at the morn, mornings at 7, the hillside is dew pearled, the lark is on the wing, the snail is on the thorn, God is in his heaven, all is right with the world. Robert Frost, a great American poet. In this song, what he is saying is, uh, God is running the show. Rama knows. Rama is running the show. If you don't believe in God, well, you can stop listening and go somewhere else. Once you believe that God is there, then you must believe that He is omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, omnibenevolent, inscrutable, mysterious, and providential, always working for our welfare because He is our eternal friend. uh, and God can take a form, He can be formless. You cannot tell God, hey Mr. God, you can't take a form. Silly religions, as if God has to listen to them. No sir, you have to be formless only. Rubbish idiots. So Robert Frost is saying the same thing. Stop complaining. Rama is there, he is running the show. Huh? Everyone experiences. If people are poor, they are poor because their karma has been such. But that doesn't mean that we exploit them now. We try to give a helping hand. That's all. But don't have to go out of your way to help that fellow. That fellow is poor perhaps also because he is lazy. Eh? प्रायेण अल्पायुष्य सभ्या कलौ अस्मिन् युगे जना मंदहा lazy, sumandamatayo, easily misled. They waste their time pursuing stupid religions, wasting their time offering, chicken, mutton to God, and indulging in drinking and all kinds of stupid adharmic activities. And then mandabhagya, because of all this nonsensical activity, they are basically unlucky fellows, and then they are always disturbed. They will remain poor. Now, some people have money, but they are poor in every other aspect, relationship trouble, no peace of mind. So, and when God Himself is not able to uplift these fellows, who are you and I? Our job here, somebody once told Ramakrishna Paramahamsa that we have to show compassion and sympathy to the poor. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa shot back. Who are you to show compassion? We ourselves need compassion. Our job is to simply serve them. Simple. Just quietly serve. So we already said, manasa vacha karmana. Therefore, there will always be a spiritual penalty to pay even for every intellectual misbehavior or moral misconduct, whether there is a worldly penalty or not. And karma will express itself through events which may seem to be accidents, coincidence, and actually synchronicity, meaningful coincidence. Remember, there is no accident, no coincidence. Our outward miseries are symbols and symptoms of karmic failures, inner failures. And there are no lucky numbers, lucky house numbers, unlucky numbers, nothing. If you are experiencing a series of misfortunes in your life, in your house, it is not the fault of the number, but the fault of your karma. But many idiots don't understand this. You can never build your happiness out of the misery you cause to others. Okay? Diseased habits of thinking will manifest themselves as diseased conditions of the body, psychosomatic illnesses. Aura studies are also there. See, honestly, it might sound like a big boast on my part, but the moment I step into a room or a house or when I meet people, I get a feel of their aura. How sattvic, tamasic, rajasic they are. And I cannot explain it, but I sense it. The world distress or the distress of humanity at large is again due to karma. Like I already said, national karma, international karma, karma of humanity. When we are killing animals wholesale, deforestation in order to create pasture land for the cows to be slaughtered later and eaten, and mad cow disease, they were feeding beef to the cow. So these idiots, deforestation, global warming, why is it happening? Because of meat eating. Because they want to eat meat and they have these huge ranches and cows which will be slaughtered, and to feed the cows, deforestation in order to create pasture land. So when you do deforestation, millions of hectares are then CO2 and global warming, and all the problems are happening because of meat eating. And the water footprint of meat, beef is 50,000 liters necessary to produce 1 kilo of beef. Chicken 6,000 liters for 1 kilo of chicken. Mutton also some 8,000 liters. For every vegetable, 200 liters of water is sufficient to produce 1 kilo of any vegetable. For rice, 2,000 liters of water, 1 kilo of rice. Wheat 1,500. So for a small car, about 5 lakh liters of water are needed. Water footprint, carbon footprint. Science is repeatedly telling us what's happening, but we are ignoring because we are slaves of the tongue. We are gustatory sinners. We are dietetic sinners. So the world distress, all these wars and diseases and people dying, and orphans being created, women resorting to prostitution. Look at Russia when it broke down, what happened. Look at the amount of prostitution, young girls, somebody's daughter who should actually go to school, study well, earning money as a prostitute. Prostitution is big business. It's a multi-billion dollar business. You can see they advertise their prostitutes very proudly in Europe, many countries in the world. And this is not a happy state of affairs. Why is this happening? Why is this misery, distress? Because of all the karmas. And the we might be good people living here in India, but unless we make a movement to stop this, so injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So the whole world is a village, actually, global village. So we also suffer because of our inability to prevent these injustices from happening. Though we are not directly involved, we will still suffer. And also don't forget that for our own inner evolution, spiritual evolution, sometimes our ego will be crushed, eh? Because of harsh events or sadness and sorrowful events. But that's good. There will be spiritual progress and growth. That's why I study Bhagavad Gita. So actually, happiness or unhappiness are the byproducts of our success or failure in understanding laws of karma. Okay.